Thanks for joining. We'll dive right in. If you watch the live videos, you can check the chat box to get the link to join in Zoom. And it's always better if you ask your questions live to go deeper into the question and explore it in a conversation with Pleiadian Council. But if you're camera shy or for any other reason, if you'd like to share your question, we take questions from the chat box. You can find out more about my channeling work at DanteStarshine.com. There's lots of information there on the sessions I offer and the channeling course and some channeled books that are available. I'm just noticing that I would prefer to have more light in here, so let me do that. So we'll dive right in. And if you're in Zoom, make sure you're muted when you're not speaking and unmute when you want to ask a question. We'll flow with all the questions that come in today. Enjoy the transmission, everyone. I'll see you on the other side. Hello, and we say a fantastic day to all of you at this moment of your time. We are the Pleiadian Council. We speak on behalf of a galactic alliance supporting your planet in its process of evolution and growth. So we always extend our thanks to you for allowing us to reach you, as this allows for our world to grow together through the reflections that we offer each other. Now, today we would like to speak about a topic we've entitled Soul Family Healing. And we want to explore with you the idea that you heal through your close connections, and that this is actually necessary for you to evolve and to be connected to your own soul in a clear and grounded way. Of course, many on a spiritual path must turn inward. Many are inclined to turn inward because it is in that introspection that you can connect with what is flowing through your own mind, getting to know your patterns, getting to know what moves your soul, getting to creatively express yourself, and connecting perhaps with nature and the world around you in silence. Though, while this is very nourishing, one of the true needs of all beings is relationship and connection. And humans have always evolved with families, and before that, tribes and communities. You've become, in many ways, more isolated because you have developed so many ways to enjoy life and the endless entertainment that you have within your own private little boxes. And in many ways, this benefits you. And in some ways, it makes it all too easy to forget the importance of connection. And we've spoken of this, and you probably already know it. So there's nothing more than an intro in saying that. As what we want to illuminate at this time is that you must actually work with relationships in order to heal certain patterns. And many on their spiritual path get into a healing trap, you could say, of attempting to fix themselves so that they might be ready for things like relationships in a healthy way. Many people learn to diagnose themselves with things like attachment styles, and they decide that they are going to get down to the nitty gritty, as you say, and fix their attachment style before they can really enter into a relationship with another person. But this work is ultimately not possible without the relationship being the grounds through which you learn how to heal these patterns. And we call them, yes, patterns. Seeing them just as wounds can actually keep you more trapped in them. Learning how to deal with your own relationship patterns and the ways that they continue to play out is the only way to work through them. And yes, you may go inside yourself and notice the different thoughts and try to influence your thoughts and move them in different directions. Though it's only when you co-create with others and you can fully share how you're feeling and receive true support in connecting and redirecting your thoughts away from some of the fearful ways of seeing relationships that you've engaged in the past. Can you really let your heart be open and free? And so the best thing in this sense to do to heal if you have issues with relationships is to spend as much time around people as possible. The right people, of course, people who will respect you and who are also choosing to learn and evolve and grow, learning how to continuously check in with others, attune to other people, question their own patterns, and see things from other perspectives. And when you are really with these evolved souls choosing to expand their way of seeing the world and their connection to the source, you can deepen in your connection with yourself in incredible ways that are not possible if you were just alone. And at this time in your world, there is an immense level of interconnectivity. And this is bringing you all to grow in an accelerated way. So absolutely make sure that you take advantage of all of these different opportunities. Remember that healing together is always better and more effective than healing on your own. And so that means if you find yourself struggling with a particular pattern, make sure that you connect with other people who are working with that same pattern so that you have a mirror and someone to help keep you connected with your own process, to know that you are not alone in that process and in the ways that you can see yourselves in each other and provide that support and insight. You can make tremendous progress in a way that isn't possible alone. This is how you heal together. So make sure that you allow yourself to always follow that formula of acting on your own excitement to the best of your ability without insisting on an outcome. And also surround yourself with others who share that same excitement. Allow yourself to uplift each other with that energy and deepen into your connection with the source in this way. Now, if you have questions, comments, or anything you would like to share with us, you may begin. We thank you for allowing us to share this message with you once again today.
Hi, Pleiadians. There's a written question, which is, right now it seems most humans think that open contact is about ships landing. In reality, is it more like open contact being about frequency compatibility?
Open contact is a long progression that involves both of those things. The idea of landings and sightings is something that has already happened, is continuing to happen, and will continue to happen with more frequency, as in occurring more often, as the frequency, like the energy, rises. Yes. So the way that your whole planet, in that sense, becomes compatible with extraterrestrial energies is by the planet becoming more balanced, more compassionate, more understanding of those different from oneself in general. As more love and enthusiasm permeates the human race and people see things from higher perspectives, the fear will not be as present, so that your frequency will match the frequency of these extraterrestrials. And it will be safe for you both to have interactions. That is the ultimate progression. But there are many phases of that progression. And everything that involves humanity healing and getting lighter is part of that process. Some people are aware of this process happening while others deny it or have no awareness of it. This process is happening through all of you. And you may not see it in the ways that you expect to see it if the reasons that you have those expectations are not coming from the right intention. If you just want to prove that all of this information is real by having a sort of phenomenal or visible experience of extraterrestrial contact, you might not be engaging in this information for the right reasons. And you might be, in that sense, actually postponing your appointments, so to speak, with guides and important phenomena, you could say. But if you are taking in this information, these ideas, the cutting edge frequencies and energies into your life as a way to expand your perspective, better your life, develop tools to support others and heal others, you may find that naturally along your journey, moments that you sense a connection to otherworldly phenomena, otherworldly beings, and multidimensional consciousness presents itself more and more often. There might be more moments of bleed through where you see across the lines of time and space and are able to perceive parallel incarnations of yourself and others in different states of consciousness. This is all part of the open contact timeline. And if you are experiencing any of that, you can recognize it as part of that timeline.
Wow, what a beautiful and nuanced answer. Thank you so much. I have a question myself, which is about something we discussed last time I was on, about judgment. And the question is, what is the difference between dissolving judgment through forgiveness and dissolving it through love? Are they the same vibration, just expressed differently, or do they open different doors, so to speak?
Love is a sort of all-encompassing description of the energy of the source. Forgiveness is a very specific vibration. In that sense, you would say that true unconditional love contains forgiveness, and forgiveness is like a ray of that energy. Forgiveness is the quality of accepting what was once painful, accepting the negative aspects of something, accepting and letting go of the past and anchoring more powerfully into the present moment. So, yes, if that makes sense of how we describe that, yes, forgiveness is a ray, an aspect of this unconditional love. And the difference in letting go of judgment with love and forgiveness is very situational. you may judge particular individuals because of something you are resenting them for. And in that case, you might be working more with that energy of forgiveness, though love leads to forgiveness, and it doesn't matter which of them you seek first in that sense. It's always important to move from a place of self-love, connect yourself with the love of source first through loving yourself, and then extend that love outwardly to others. So that is to say, never rush to forgiveness when that is sacrificing your own love for yourself by abandoning your feelings of hurt, by abandoning your feelings of resentment. The idea of true forgiveness is not to deny those feelings, but to hold yourself in a way that you don't act rashly out of those feelings to harm others or get even. This is a way of having that balanced approach that allows you to deepen in your healing process. And forgiveness is the outcome, not the objective or the process. So, yes, in certain situations, you may need to bring in forgiveness to let go of your judgment, but certainly love is always a part of that process.
Thank you so much. Such a beautiful answer. I have a final question, and there's a little bit of a setup to the question, which is that I had a type of reading where I was told that laughter is one of my medicines in the work I do, and that laughter can disarm judgment faster than any philosophy. And when people laugh, they stop judging, even for a second. And that second is the crack where the light can pour in. And so I was told that the comedy aspect of what I do is not garnish, it's frequency surgery. So I would love your comment on that. And then my question is, if judgment is contradiction and love is expansion, can humor in that way be a bridge between the two? And can laughter be sort of a path to dissolve judgment?
In laughter, you are experiencing a deep release. You're allowing yourself to see joy, and sometimes you are able to find joy even in absurd or unpleasant circumstances. Laughter is your way of getting connected to that cosmic joke, that is the awareness that even within the flaws and the mess ups of life, there is perfection. And if you laugh deeply enough, you will realize that. And so laughter is one of the tools to come to that divine realization. Just as much, you release energy and connect in so many other ways. Even with your tears, you are having that opening. And laughter is, in a sense, an easier and less guarded way to reach others. And it is a skill to have humor. So we think we might have missed a part of the question, though we are sure we will answer it all. And if you can harness the power of that humor, you can dissolve judgment with great ease. The key is to be able to laugh about yourself. And when you have loosened up your grip on your own self-image, you communicate to others that you are truly open to them and that your heart is open to receive them. When somebody has truly dropped their own self-image and it expresses through their humor, they communicate to others, I am a vessel for something bigger than myself. And this is what I wish to share. And this is why there has always been a great importance of humor among the nobility of ancient times. They poured their energy into entertainment. And now, as you allow yourself to harness this energy and disarm the judgment in others, you may find that hearts soften, and in that receptive state, people might be more open to receive wisdom, inspiration, and healing input that makes a deeper impact. So we would encourage everyone to learn how to harness this energy and take things more lightly, because it's when you have the safest and most authentic connections with each other that you actually have the deepest impact on each other.
Thank you so much for that answer. That was amazing. There's a couple of new people in the Zoom room, so let's see if anyone wants to get on live and ask a question.
Hello, Pleiadian Council. I would like to have a question.
Yes. Hello.
My latest theme is integration of the things and situations I'm disagreeing with, and I don't like that they are happening. Like, for instance, in my country, there are many trees being cut down, national parks are being destroyed, wild animals are being killed, and everything seems to be legal, even though some people protest, but it still continues, and I'm still struggling how to integrate this situation, these things that are happening.
Have you done something about it?
Sure, I'm always advocating for nature, for instance, nature, close to nature living, and so on. But with the people I'm in touch with, but there are just a couple people. Of course, on social media, I share some stories. I sign the petitions, and if I have an opportunity, I go to some protest. But I'm still looking for a way how to be inside myself, to be okay that these things are happening, but I'm just looking for a way how to be, so to say, okay that this is on our path, and we need to experience that. And I'm just finding a way how to look forward for the future, that these actions will have some consequences, and then people learn their lesson, and in the future they will act differently.
Well,
so
we will say that life in this universe is all about Source getting to know itself through humans and all beings that exist. And you are coming to know yourself as Source through your incarnation. So this life is a way for you to have this experience, to evolve, to grow, to connect with love, and release your karma, so to speak, which is really just your habits and patterns that keep you at a lower frequency of energy. And thus, there are many universes. This is but one that your soul has chosen to incarnate into. And there is vast destruction in many parts of this universe and in this multiverse and across many infinite universes. Now, as you've said, someone learns from this destruction, whether it is the people who caused it or not. Those beings who operate from scarcity and from fear that profit from the destruction of environments and the destruction of indigenous peoples will certainly pay it back. Whether they do that in this lifetime or another lifetime is different according to different circumstances. When something bothers you, it is important to, yes, as we've said, do something about it. And you've expressed one of the ways to do something about it: advocacy, making people aware, talking about it, sharing about it, participating in protests, writing to politicians, and so on. Other ways are to make creative expression and art about it. It's, you could say, another avenue of this advocacy, because it is a way for you to speak deeply to the heart of others and allow them to have the same realizations that you've had about this issue. And in this way, when you channel this energy, you can find relief from that feeling of resistance you may have to it. Though on another existential plane, you have to again recognize the real purpose of an incarnation here on Earth. And this Earth, like many planets, are far from perfect. There is a great deal of suffering, and suffering is an essential part of incarnation in physical reality in the first place. And the idea is that you learn how to grow with that suffering and to lessen the weight of that suffering by not attaching and recognizing there's only so much that you can do. And at the end of the day, as long as you've done something, when you remember your spiritual purpose is much bigger, you can find joy in the process of learning and connecting with others each day of your own life.
Mm-hmm.
Does that help?
Not directly.
All right.
One thing. Yes. The situation makes me feel or motivated to do actions. In the field, I can change this status, but
Yeah.
but it's not so common or easy or so straightforward path. But as we said, and yes, I need to accept that this is the
most
situation.
Revolutions and revolutions of your times were not easy or straightforward, and great sacrifices were made so that progress could take place. And still, people did it. And on a soul level, they are grateful for everything that they have done in that process. Though, of course, it wasn't easy, and sometimes it was even tragic. But that is how sometimes things must happen.
Yes, I need to get or be okay with this. Just as we say, this is the way how the life goes, and we need to live with it, so to say, and take best action as we can. Yes, that's clear.
Always remember the formula. Yes.
Sure. Definitely. Okay. Thank you for now.
Thanks to you as well. Somebody else has a question, perhaps somebody different.
Hi, Dante and Pleiadian Council. This is Jody.
Hello, welcome. Yes.
Hello, hello. I have a question, actually a simple one first. I got the name loud and clear, Michael, the other day,
All right.
and I'd like to know more about, I've only had that happen a couple times in my life.
Was it referring to the archangel or a person or something else?
Just Michael.
When did this take place?
Last week.
But in what specific moment?
Good
Well,
question.
where were you?
I don't remember. But I haven't really ever been attached to or too connected with Archangel Michael for whatever reason, where a lot of people were. Just Michael. And there are only a couple of, yeah, like I said, a couple of times that happened. So I wondered if it was like an archangel or I don't know.
You might have been connecting with that particular energy, perhaps for the purpose of protection, to invoke a sense of divine protection and connection, recognizing your purpose at the time.
Mm.
Though perhaps Michael means something else to you. You'll have to continue to reflect on what its purpose is for you if it comes up again.
Mhm. I'll have to be left with the mystery.
Yes,
Okay.
it's important to continue to recognize, where do all these connections emerge from within me? Realize
Mm,
connection.
okay. Thank you so much for that.
Yes. Something more?
I have another one if other people don't have one.
Yes, go on, please.
Okay, perfect. Um, I often wonder about, I know that every decision we make chooses our path in one way or another, right? So if we make a bad decision, let's say, that might hurt us in the long run, we have chosen to make that and we're choosing our own trajectories. But does the universe or our higher self or pre-birth contract actually put these choice points in front of us, giving us the opportunity to choose that certain way? How does that work? The choice points and the divine guidance, if you will, or timelines. How does that all work?
It's sort of like a massive choose your own adventure story. Have you ever read one of those books?
Yes. But like, who's the author of that book is what I'm saying. Like, I have referred to those so many times, explaining it to people, like choose your own adventure, because I used to love them. But like in this instance, my question is more like, is my higher self
Yeah,
making those choices?
self. Your higher self is your connection to the source. It's your own spark of source's energy. Source,
Mhm,
in a sense, has written all of the different timelines of your life, like that map.
mhm,
Choose your own adventure story. And
mhm,
you and simultaneously all other beings are choosing at different intersections between all of these different timelines that are ultimately already written, already a part of the fabric of the universe.
mhm,
And when you tune in intuitively, you can get a feel for the energy of these particular timelines.
mhm,
Yet you also need to engage your rational mind so that you are accurately assessing the reality, the potential consequences of both the timelines. When you do that and also check in with the intelligence of your heart, you can get a true sense of the energy of a particular timeline that you might be energizing as you make a choice. And this isn't to say that you won't encounter obstacles along the way or even fail. And sometimes those experiences are actually a part of a bigger cosmic plan in order for you to learn lessons that are necessary in order to get to your greatest timeline, your ultimate destiny, you could say.
Right.
And sometimes you have to experience certain things so that particular desires are burned away, so that new desires can be birthed. And in this sense, you can understand that even in times when you felt divinely guided and then something went wrong, you may just have been divinely guided nonetheless, but for a purpose you don't recognize yet. Is that getting towards what you were asking about?
Yeah, you answered that perfectly and more. So thank you so much.
Oh, yes, or thanks to you. Yes.
I would like to have one more question.
All right.
Last week, we are sleeping outside for about 1 month, whenever it is possible outside of our house. And last week, before I fell to sleep, we saw on the sky. It was clear sky, and there was like eight dots or 8 stars moving in one line, moving at the same speed, and it was very very strange. Can you tell me what it may be?
They were all moving at the same speed, you say?
Yes, same speed, and it was really unusual.
Was the motion irregular?
Yes, but they were in one line, and only 8 of them. And it was looking like they were appearing in one point and then disappearing in other point, and they were not much brighter than other stars.
And what we pick up from this is that it was certainly a sort of UFO or ET phenomena, though we can't reveal at this time who it was.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to see them every evening.
Well, we would hope for that too, but we can't promise anything more.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes. Perhaps maybe there are others who want to ask a question or a question from the YouTube audience.
Yeah, there's a written question that I think is really, really
I
cool.
have a question.
Yeah,
Oh.
C has had her hand up.
Oh, yes. Go on, please.
Thank you so much, Pleiadians, for this transmission. Actually, I have 2 questions. One was very much provoked by your question, Jody. I really appreciate it. That I have at times seen visions or images, representations of a turtle at certain junctures in my life. And I'm curious if you can help me understand what that might be messaging to me.
Do you associate turtles with patience?
I associate it that and being self-contained or self-reliant, and I associate it with wisdom.
Yes. Yes, that is the turtle's wisdom, is to be at home wherever one goes, to know that moving slowly doesn't mean you're doing it wrong or on the wrong path. In fact, it is the slowness that allows for a deeper presence to emerge. So in this way, Turtle is suggesting you to have great patience and to recognize that you already have what you need to be secure within you. And you can, with patience and that trust, move it through great transitions and cross the waters, so to speak, into new ventures of your life?
Yes, that very much resonates with me as far as when the turtle or the imagery of turtles have appeared to me. So thank you very much.
Yes.
And it kind of leads to another question. I'm fascinated by the conversation earlier about humor. And because I've often used humor myself as ways to connect with people and lighten the conversation or deflect uncomfortable things. And I'm curious, I have heard that self-deprecating humor it's a fine line because we put a vibration out there of negativity about ourselves, but that tends to be part of my personality and sense of humor. So I'm curious what your perspective is about the level of that or the boundaries on that.
Well, it's also connected with the idea of humility and not taking oneself too seriously. It can become an issue if it is accompanied by specific negative beliefs about oneself, and one uses humor not as a way to connect with others, but as a way to compensate for these negative beliefs and make it more comfortable to live with the negative beliefs.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That definitely resonates. Being able to discern the difference of the root of that humor or that particular instance.
Yes, and you can do that by connecting with the feelings and the sensations that arise in the same time. You might notice this in yourself or others. Is there still a sense of embarrassment that comes when you make that joke about yourself? Or is it a way that you're accepting the ways that you're a little bit different? You can make the joke without feeling the embarrassment or the shame. But if the embarrassment or the shame is still there could be something deeper to look at there. And that isn't to make the humor wrong. It actually can still be helpful. And having that lighthearted attitude is very helpful, actually, in getting to explore those feelings of embarrassment and get to their root.
Okay, so it's okay if it's helping to probe and work through maybe negative beliefs or limiting beliefs.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not an absolute that it's a negative energy or negative vibration being put out there in the universe.
It isn't even negative in and of itself. Even in the where there is some sense of shame or embarrassment, it's simply a way of dealing with it. But the idea is to make it conscious. Become conscious of how you feel when you use self-deprecating humor. Is there a part of you that believes that it's not just a joke? Or is it really a way to connect with people?
Okay.
Every situation is different, and it's important to just be mindful of the nuance and explore it. But absolutely don't make it wrong, and don't fall into the trap of believing that every time you speak something, it becomes reality. Because yes, thoughts and words do become things, but the core mechanism is that thoughts and words lead to behaviors and actions that then create reality. In and of itself, thoughts don't just manifest. It's when you start to act upon those thoughts that they become reality. And sometimes people learn about the idea of creating reality through words, and they get a little bit too paranoid, thinking that they can't say certain things, and thus they start to limit their own self-expression And in doing that, they hold back their authenticity and their own natural creativity. And this blocks the healing process far more than saying any specific thing could ever do.
Ah, thank you. Wow, that's incredibly profound for me. Thank you, Pleiadians. My gratitude. Appreciate you.
Thanks to you as well. And we would explore we would encourage anyone who finds that idea edgy or new to take some time to practice free writing and read it back, to let themselves enjoy the idea of free flowing with expression, to see what's really there and meet it with love.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, great. Thanks to you as well.
There's a written question that I think is really, really interesting. Can't wait to hear your answer. And it is vulnerability just exposure, or is it kind of a frequency armor, or perhaps the strongest feel of all, because it allows nothing to stick?
Can you read that again, please? We're sorry.
Yeah, just a second. Is vulnerability just exposure, or is it kind of a frequency armor, or perhaps the strongest feel of all, because it allows nothing to stick?
Well, we would say that the person writing this question is speaking about what we would consider indestructible vulnerability. That is the true level of vulnerability in connections with others that allows for uncomfortable emotions and ideas to be explored and expressed in a deeply trusting way. And when you have this level of trust and this level of self-acceptance that allows you to express this, you, yes, don't allow any judgment to stick to you, because you are so compassionately open towards yourself and all in that moment. Though the idea of vulnerability itself isn't inherently implying protection, because vulnerability, after all, means the opposite of protection. And this is important to recognize, because when you become vulnerable with the wrong person, as in someone you shouldn't trust, they can use what you expose against you. Like if you open your heart to somebody who doesn't have compassion for you, they can ridicule you, or they can snap back at you and with judgments. Perhaps they expose what you say to others when you don't want them to. And so not every time that you open up is that really an expression of that indestructible vulnerability. Indestructible vulnerability is vulnerability that is met in a safe space, in a contained way, and with great love and courage. And when you build, again, those soul family relationships, you really can open up into that vulnerability in a healing way.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Let's see if there's a final question from the Zoom room. Otherwise, I'd say that this has been one of the most profound transmissions in many ways, and thank you so much.
Yes, our thanks to you as well.
It doesn't seem like it. So on behalf of everybody who's watching and who's supposed to or will be watching, thank you so much for your wisdom. It's absolutely phenomenal that we have this opportunity. Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, no, great love and thanks to you. We appreciate everyone for co-creating this interaction at this time and for living this information, these ideas in your own way, thus supporting your own planet's evolution and our co-creation together. Yes, our unconditional love and gratitude. We wish you a fantastic rest of your day then. Okay, excellent.
Hey,
Thank
Dante.
you.
Thank you, Dante.
Thank you, everyone, for joining. It was a great group today, and beautiful questions. So I hope, yeah, it has served you and you've enjoyed the flow. How's everyone doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, great, great, great.
Where are you right now?
In Sweden,
Nice.
yeah, 10 more days here. It's the end of my European summer adventure, which is sad going back to the States, but it's just what's happening.
Enjoy your time.
How long are you gonna be in the States?
Not too long, maybe like a month or two.
Okay.
Yeah, probably a month and a half. But we never know what's happening. I mean, I'm going to Mexico eventually. But yes, we'll continue the transmissions generally around this time, maybe like a little bit later. Yeah, this time, or give or take an hour or so. If everyone wants to let me know what time will be best for them, that is always interesting to me. But yeah, I would say give or take 1 hour.
Yeah, I think 2 hours later than this is what I seem to recall as being a sweet spot, at least on weekdays.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. Any other ideas? Yeah, 2 hours later than this is sort of like the middle of the day for people in the States, but I guess it works for those who can make it. I thought about maybe weekends too, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, weekends are great, of course.
Right? Okay. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll pick it back up in 2, 3 weeks when I'm back in the States. And yeah, maybe for people who are still new to this, you can check out DanteStarshine.com, and there's a lot of goodies there. And also, these streams are done freely, but I always welcome donations if you feel like this was really helpful for you and you want to give back. It helps cover Zoom costs and keep this going in a free way for everybody. So I really appreciate that, but it's totally optional. And here's DanteStarshine.com, and you can sign up for the email list that will tell you when the streams are happening and other goodies. And I have 3 books available. There's the channeling course sessions, astrology readings, blah, blah, blah. And you can contact me, donate, or book a session on this page. There is a calendar, but it's actually better to email me at this time if you want to book something, because I need to fix the calendar. So that's my little plug. But yeah, those were here. If anybody else wants to share something or ask something.
Dante, do you have an idea when the next channeling course will start?
I haven't got that much interest yet, but it will start when people start signing up. It's always it's an ongoing enrollment, and whenever there's like four-ish people, we set the dates, and I push it a little bit more for a time period to see if it fills up more. But right now, it's maybe only 1 or 2 people interested.
I really hope it's gonna fill up soon because my God, the world needs more people with this ability, as well as people who can do it just for themselves and step up as leaders and be
Yeah.
beacons of light, so to speak. So, fingers crossed.
Me too. I would love to do it again as well, but this wouldn't have been the best summer for me to do it. So there's a reason probably why there hasn't been interest until the time that it will be right. That's usually how it works.
Maybe if you set a date or month when it should start, more people will sign up.
Perhaps, I don't know.
Anyway.
Bye.
Oh, what was that?
I just wanted to say thank you, and I'm
Oh,
gonna leave the chat room. So I'll see you soon.
Great
Thank you.
Have a great one. Beautiful evening day.
Great to see you back online, and can't wait to see you on Friday.
Yeah, see you then. It'll be good. Okay, so yeah, thanks everyone, and we'll catch you next time, and stay tuned in the meantime. There will be some more video recordings from live